I'm Carolyn Zajanc Peck. We're at my home in Libby, Montana. My folks bought this property 70 years ago. My mother was born here in Libby, Montana. I feel like I'm a caretaker for their property. Here where we're at right now is like a wildfire waiting to happen.
My name's Brian Russell. I work for the NRCS up at the Eureka field office. I'm a soil conservationist. So we're just outside Libby, Montana, pretty much in the foothills of the Cabinet Mountain Range here. This area is what we would consider the wildland-urban interface area. Being so close to Libby, we're kind of on the front lines of any fire activity that would come through the mountains here. So we're on Carolyn Peck's property. It's been logged a few times in the past. This wasn't what it looked like at all when we got here. It was just thick, it was hard to see through, it was even hard to walk through. The important thing was that it was a fire danger. It was just a fuels catastrophe waiting to happen.
Where we're at right now, the property was so thick with trees and everything. It was, if an electric storm should come by, it was like a wildfire just waiting to happen. And with the nearby neighbors, I was afraid that if that happened, they'd lose their homes.
There was just so many trees here. It was just so thick that if a fire were to come through and burn here, it would just be it would be a stand replacing event. It would probably carry right through the canopy and take everything. With her having a home on the property in the neighborhood here, she just felt like it was her duty to protect her property and to protect her neighborhood from any fires. The NRCS was first referred to this project through a partnership we have with the Lincoln Fire Safe Council.
After that, we was advised to get a hold of the Department of Natural Resources, and I could talk to Brian, and he walked through the property, and he said there was a real need up here to continue thinning the younger trees, because mainly the loggers take the big trees. So that's when my sons, Gary and Greg Lamy, started working on it a year ago.
Hi, my name is Gary, and I am my mother's oldest son. When I was young, this whole area was one big larch stand, and now we're looking at 3 generations, sometimes in some spots 4 generations of trees, where before it was mostly 1, maybe 2. It's starting to turn back into a parky situation like it was before. It's a lot of work, but you look ahead of you and you go, oh my Lord, what am I going to be doing? And then you look behind you and you go, wow, this looks pretty nice.
I really give these guys credits. Carolyn's 2 sons, Gary and Greg, are doing a great job. Now we have canopy separation. So if a fire were to burn through here, if it was a canopy fire, it would be forced to move through the ground, or vice versa. We've also removed ladder fuels, like pruning lower branches, removing downwoody debris, and just thinning and clearing out some of the poor quality timber that would pose a fire danger.
They've worked really hard on it, and I'm very proud of their work and the guidance that Brian has given us.
Private property owners like Carolyn, they represent a significant percentage of the forest land in the U.S., so it's pretty critical for the nation. We get benefits like clean air and clean water, wildlife habitat, recreation, timber resources from private lands like this. With technical assistance and financial assistance through our programs and through strong partnerships, there's a lot of great conservation work being done and forest management, throughout the entire state.
I love walking out here. I call it my piece of heaven here on Earth.